truth comes alive. From the headlines to the plot, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with the beat and a sound. Street justice in the air, bringing you the truth like a Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings to life so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera doll. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like a Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings to life so you don't feel the fall. Calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like a Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings to life so you don't feel the fall. She paints a shape that aren't black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth like a Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings to life so you don't feel the fall.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odyssey podcast with your girl Word. We are back in the building. I know I took forever. I've had my lives posted up for a little minute. Forgive me, y'all. Life just be life, and especially when you got kids, y'all already know the vibe and how that goes. Um, hold on one moment, y'all. We got First Lady OG in the building. Y'all already know the vibes. I am definitely going to, forgive me, guys. I'm going to be moving a little bit just because I'm trying to get in everything I want to be able to get in as far as this case goes. But before we jump in, let me start off by saying thank you to all of my subscribers, the replay gang, the bush watchers. Last but not least, my beautiful, beautiful moderators. Thank you guys for just keeping me in the algorithm, viewing my videos, leaving comments for me. As y'all know, I'm always paying attention to the comments to let y'all know I'm still here. I'm still in tune. But yeah, I love you guys so very, very much. Thank you for all of the support that y'all have just been given. And like I said, I'm going to be moving a bit fast to try to get in what I could get in because like sometimes things be occurring, y'all. With that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to First Lady OG.
Apologies, y'all. You know I'm over here multitasking. But not really. Here I am. I'm taking a little class because I'm trying to do something on this at YouTube University, y'all. YouTube, I love you for that. You could ask YouTube for anything that you want to do. So I just would like to say good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for coming to share with us to talk about what everybody's talking about. So y'all know what it is. So y'all come on in, wipe your feet. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the bell to subscribe so you never miss a live. Everybody might be talking about it, but they ain't going to talk about it like us, all right? The voice has spoken. Peace, love, and light to everyone. And I hope you enjoy.
Said it right here. So y'all, it's been so much going on. 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to cough for a minute. I ain't want to cough all in y'all ear. But listen, y'all, it's been a lot going on with this whole Diddy trial. As you guys know, Cassie has been on the stand for the past 3 days. We're gonna jump into a few things for those of you who ain't following, but I know everybody been following because it's a lot of things that is gonna come out in the next 8 weeks. Cassie Ventura, as y'all know, the former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs, has delivered. When I tell you she has delivered a compelling testimony in his ongoing federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial that has been taking place in Manhattan. Over several days, Cassie has spoken on a witness stand about the long term relationship of the abuse she endured from 2007 to 2018. I'm going to just dive right into the meat and potatoes because, like I said, it is a lot that has come out. The saddest part I think about all of this is the recaps that I've gotten from the people that the press that were able to actually be in the courtroom and see Diddy's behaviors as well as his children and his mother. They seem to be from a lot of the press stating that they had no emotion. I want to jump into like the key allegations surrounding Cassie's testimony. For those of you guys, I did do a live previous before this one. You guys can go check out that live, and that was just giving us the going into what was about to take place when it comes down to this trial. And when I tell you, I think that the first day it was kind of iffy how the prosecution was going about it. However, the second day that she took the stand, the prosecution really went in and really established um, a line of years of mental and physical abuse. Let's start off with when she got on the stand and she took the stand to talk about her encounters um, that took place with these freak offs. As you guys know, these freak offs, we were hearing about it. Now we can validate it to definitely be true. 100%. And there's a lot of more celebrities that were involved in these freak offs, not just Diddy. Cassie described being forced into drug fueled sexual encounters referred to as freak offs involving male escorts. These events were allegedly orchestrated by Combs for his voyeuristic pleasure and sometimes spanned multiple days. She also testified that the participation was not consensual on her behalf, and a lot of times she was left emotional and physically drained after having these free course because these free course was lasting more than one day, and like she said, it was highly drug fueled. Welcome, Sleepy Rob. Welcome to the building. Welcome to the building. Welcome. You know I love when I see you in the building. Thank you for popping out, popping in, showing your love. I appreciate you so
Salute,
much for
salute,
that.
salute. Sweet B in the building. Peace, love, and light, love.
That whole part, y'all already know. So, like I was saying, Sleepy Rob, this Diddy trial has definitely is going to be something for the books. And like I'm discussing right now, is the fact of Cassie taking the stand and just going through all the things that was spoken about on the stand when the prosecutors asked her certain questions. Cassie also recounted instances of physical violence that took place in 2009 in an incident where Combs allegedly kicked her in the face inside of a SUV. She also spoke of emotional manipulation and controlling behavior throughout their whole entire relationship. Even upon her exiting the relationship and trying her best to just get out of the relationship, she was also still going through many different situations where she felt like her safety, she was never safe. She was never safe. And hence to why she was never safe, because she was in her own apartment. The person that she has 3 children with currently, that is her husband. In 2018, that's who she was involved with. She had separated from Diddy. Diddy found himself going into her apartment and violating her. So Cassie also alleges in 2018 that Combs raped her after their breakup, highlighting a continued pattern of the abuse and the control that she was enduring. And it was something that she asked him not to do, although she explained it was quick or whatever have you. They were still separated. She did not want him to do what he did to her. He broke into her apartment and he raped her in the year of 2018. During cross examination, Cassie was compelled to read an out loud explicit messages exchanged between her and Combs, which the defense used to suggest consensual involvement in the activities in which Cassie described that she had to do. So when I tell you the defense, which the defense today was able to cross examine Cassie. The defense today, though, if I would to say, I don't think they did such a great job in trying to really paint the picture of Cassie being willing and consenting to the things that were happening to her. And I guess they're trying to stray away from the X trafficking and the racketeering, right? So, however, during cross examination, Cassie was compelled to read an out loud explicit message exchanged with Combs, which the defense used to suggest consensual involvement. She testified about suffering from PTSD from the drug addiction and a suicide attempt that took place early in 2023, attributing to all of the physical and mental abuse that she endured for the 11 years that she was with Diddy. The defense the defense's position is crazy to me. Combs' defense team, led by attorney Anna Estavallo, has portrayed the relationship as consensual, presenting affectionate message and suggesting a mutual participation in a swinger's lifestyle. They have a they have a pointed to a previous $20 million settlement that Cassie received back in 2023 during when that civil lawsuit was going on. And as y'all know, the famous video that dropped of him beating her in the hotel. The defense team is trying to say, being that she took that $20 million settlement in the civil suit, that her credibility is definitely shot and based on the messages that they shared between each other, which I thought that was absolutely a horrible defense because when you get involved with somebody and you are dating an individual, you're not going to assume that later down the line that this individual is going to be into whatever kinky shit that they're into, and then they want to involve you and abuse you and do all of that. You see, it takes time, and Cassie was definitely groomed before he even did what he started to do to her, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's how I'm seeing it. You have, like, I think the defense position, if they're trying to not have Diddy not do life, they're they're not doing such a great job, because by no means when you enter a relationship that you consent to everything that a person does. And I'm sure she did not consented to being drugged, as well as being beat on, as well as being forced to have sexual encounters with strange men because her partner, that's what he enjoys watching. And then the explicitity of it all. Diddy definitely was a bad boy. Well, say that again. He definitely, you know what? You are so right, Sleepy Rob. He definitely was a bad boy. And when you even go into the depths of how sick it is and what he was into, we're talking about fecal matter. We're talking about urine. We're talking about blood specimens, uh, baby oil, sperm. Like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous and highly disgusting. But Cassie was able to definitely go in to some of the things that she experienced, although they only showed still shots for the press. They only allowed the jury to be able to see the actual footage of some of these freak offs, and just by the still shot photos, you can tell that she was definitely being trafficked around. Like, she was basically a prostitute. Like, that's the best way I could say. She was basically Diddy's prostitute based on the things that she had to do. And when I tell you, even his sickness, like, he is definitely sick. Cassie described being forced into freak offs, like I said, multiple day drug fueled sex parties with male escorts, which she claimed were orchestrated by Combs. Okay. She explained she had no choice in the participation and she was in fear of him abusing her. She recounted the 2009 incident, like I told you guys before, as well as the 2018 rape. So, everything as far as the prosecution, they laid down the full on foundation of what makes this man a whole monster, a whole entire friggin' monster. Cassie is over 8 months pregnant. She is due any day. The trial is set for her to no longer have to testify. Was supposed to be set for tomorrow. I don't know because of how the defense is moving. The judge seems to be very, very, very unimpressed by what the defense is bringing to the table. But it was very heart wrenching to know that because this person had a certain amount of money that he was able to get away with the things that he got away with for so very long. And let me tell you, this case will not be done until July. It's a lot more things to come up within this case, and let's get into it. It was mentioned on the second day um, through the prosecution asking Cassie if she was aware of the Biggie and D Rock and Diddy situation, in which lets you know that Cassie has some idea of what probably took place when it came down to this whole Biggie ordeal and Biggie's passing. First Lady OG, before I go any further, what's your thoughts? What are you feeling on this whole situation?
Just so we could keep going, I definitely agree with you too, Sleepy. Most definitely. Um, we know that that's definitely demonic activity. Um, I feel for Cassie. Um, she dealt with that at 19. That's a baby. For 10 years, she was doing the so-called FOs. And that baby. She's tired. That young lady is tired. And now she's having babies to have her family, but mentally I don't know. She's just trying to, she's that's a lot. That's hard. Hey, that's a lot. But for now, at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. It's just more things to add to what I already knew of him being a despicable person. Yes, I did. Believe it or not, I slept late. Baby son made me breakfast. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Every day is Mother's Day. We mother the world's 365 days. But we'll take the extra love the second Sunday in May. But at the end of the day, we mother every day. So shout out to the mothers, godmothers, aunties, OGs, grandmas, to all the ladies of the land. But yeah, so at the end of the day, y'all, if you know, and if you don't, this is very triggering. So, take it a little at a time if you can't, if you can, because I know it's all over the internet. I mean, that's what everybody's talking about now. So, but be careful if it triggers you. But at the end of the day, if you know, and we're just actually listening and getting some knowledge on some of the things that we haven't already heard, but they all despicable. And it's a shame that in order to so-called get justice, but she'll never ever forget it, that you have to stand in front of the whole world and relive it second by second and count by count. So like I say, our system that system needs to be torn down and rebuilt, or you need to get up out of it. I'm just saying.
I actually totally agree with that. I hope you ladies have a great Mother's Day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And happy Mother's Day to your mom as well, Sleepy Rob, and to all of the women of your family. Happy Mother's Day, Sonia. I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you for pulling up in the building. I appreciate you guys very, very much. We was just jumping into the whole Diddy case. I was not trying to like make it overwhelming because, like I said, it's
Hey,
everybody's talking
Sonia.
about it. Sorry, you can go ahead, First Lady.
I was just saying hi to Sonia. Hey, girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you know sometimes my so forgive me, y'all. Sometimes y'all know my Wi-Fi don't be acting right, and I'll see it pop up on the screen, and I'll go to say something, and I'm like, I'm hoping like I'm not talking over, so y'all forgive me with that. So y'all catch me being like, all right, go ahead, because I'll see my Wi-Fi thing pop up. But like I was telling you guys, definitely was jumping into this whole Diddy trial. Definitely wanted to be able to, like I told you guys, continue to follow because that was my thing. Soon as the trial started, I would have came in and gave you guys updates on everything that has been going on. Like I said, when it comes down to just the things, and because the bigger picture for me is the people that also assisted Diddy along with these freak offs, the people that surrounded Cassie, knowing that she was dealing with all of this physical, emotional abuse, okay? That the things that she had to endure, they it was so much people to witness it and not say nothing and keep quiet because he was a name. He was a person with money, whatever people's image of Diddy was that made them feel that it was okay to stick around and not say anything when they knew that this female was enduring a lot of abuse. And I want to make it quite clear, Cassie is not the only female that has endured abuse by the hands of Diddy. The late Kim Porter, if she was here, I'm sure she would have been a part of this trial as well, because Kim Porter also experienced horrific things by the hand of Diddy. And even through just separating and just trying to find herself and live again, he definitely played a part in hindering Kim Porter a whole lot. He had a few other females that he was involved with that is what I'm hearing is going to be also testifying in this case on the things that was also done to them. But when I tell you Cassie's testimony for the past 2 days has been extremely explosive. I mean, she goes into details when the prosecution asks her um, to give them an example of one of the incidents of the freak offs and her saying him having a pool of baby oil. Now, remember, y'all, the loads of baby oil came out when the feds went in and they shit. They raided his house. They raided both of his homes. You remember that, Sonia? They raided both of his homes, right, Sleepy Rob? They raided both of his homes, and it was like massive amounts of baby oil, as well as other sexual items that was also found in the home. But she detailed how
Don't
and why
forget,
the baby oil was so significant. I'm sorry, OG, go right ahead.
don't forget that baby oil was loaded with that BHT.
Well, you know what's so funny? That was actually asked in court. That was asked if the baby oil, if she knew if the baby oil had anything inside of it. And she stated that she cannot firmly say, but during the time from her knowing, it was just his fetish. Like when he wanted to have these freak offs, he wanted every single individual to be dripping with baby oil. Like that was just a fetish of him, a fetish of his. And if he felt like okay, the baby oil is wearing off from all of whatever they were doing, then he'll have you pour more baby oil on yourself or more baby oil on the person that you're entertaining or whatever have you. But she did not state of her knowing of it having any drugs put into the baby oil. She does give you an ideal, like I said, of it being his fetish. Yes, that damn baby oil. Yes, Sonia, I'm trying to tell you, who he's the only one knew what was in it. And you know what, Sonia, I do believe that, because even when she spoke of being extremely intoxicated, I mean, she has went through overdosing. She spoke about overdosing. um she spoke about going into seizures. um she went into detail, and one of what she spoke about of how she went into a seizure was he in Miami had one of those blow up pools, and he had the staff fill up the blow up pool with nothing but baby oil. And he had her and another escort, along with another escort, go into this baby oil, this pool of baby oil, and she was supposed to be performing fellatio in the baby oil while her head is underneath the baby oil. So now if we were to think about you filling up a pool, a blow up pool with baby oil, and you're getting the image of just being in the water, and the ideal of what was he was trying to do, which was really crazy to me. She speaks on the baby oil going in, so much of it going into her lungs that caused her to automatically go into shock and then seizure. And on top of it, the multiple drugs that she was taking throughout the days. And like when she speaks about it being drug fueled, it's so much drugs, all different types of drugs. And when I looked at some of her images, yeah, she was definitely beaten up. One of the images they showed of a still shot of it looked like she had a big gash over the eyebrow, and it looked all types of pusky or whatever have you. And she was in like some high heels and a really short dress, and you can tell she was highly in, like she wasn't even there from just looking at the picture. And yeah, you could tell that she was badly messed up, 100%. And he has a lot of videos of her performing all types of different things. And then a next fetish of his, if she, it like Diddy, the mind of Diddy, and probably a lot of these celebrities, I don't know, with this voyeurism, I don't even know where that came from. But the mere fact that you you want to pee in somebody's mouth or pee on somebody, the mere fact of you dealing with fecal matter and all that shit, or or you willing to have somebody put sperm on another person and you suck it, like this is how in depth that Cassie was able to go in this trial, which I understand how the jury must have felt, because for me hearing it, I was disgusted, absolutely disgusted. And now I really want to know what the defense is going to do, because like I said, the defense's strategy is horrible, because there's no way that, I don't care that if you're in a relationship, yes, you could be in a relationship, but not because you're in a relationship everything is consensual. No. And the defense is definitely trying to push that because they were in a relationship, everything was consensual. And not only that, Diddy made it to where he paid the escorts, but he made Cassie call. He made Cassie call and order the escorts or whatever have you. Okay. So she was the one to make sure that she got the escorts there. He paid the money. So now the trail of messages or whatever is mostly of Cassie Ventura. But mind you, neither of them were using their actual names. She would dress up in a wig, he would put on a mask. Now, let me tell you something. when she stated, because the prosecutor asks her, were people, the 14 escorts that you guys were involved in, were they able to identify who you were and who he was? And she said no, because he went by either Frank Black or either Frank White. Okay. And when he would come in, he would have on a masquerader type of mask on. So, y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. I watch a lot of Law and Order. So it kind of took me back to Law and Order. One of the Law and Orders I did watch, where it was like this girl got raped inside of this room or whatever. And before it even took place, it was like a whole bunch of guys to come in with these masquerader faces with the horns on and whatever, and she couldn't even see. But y'all, that's where that took me when Cassie mentioned every time he has a mask on, and it'll be like one of those masquerader masks with the horns on it, the devil horns, whatever. But he always concealed his face, so no one knew that it was him. Now let's make this quite clear. If you know who Diddy is, even if he conceals his face, I just don't think he could conceal his voice. Cassie stated that she will also conceal herself by wearing wigs, sometimes masks or whatever have you, but she also went by a different name as well. The defense, I don't know what they're gonna do. Diddy, in my opinion, is going to jail. Now it's the defense turn to cross-examine Cassie. Like I said, I think the defense actually did horrible. Their strategy going in is horrible. I think they need to go back to the drawing board. I know Diddy really seemed like he's nervous at this point. Day one of the trial, when the prosecution first started, I thought had a little bravado about him, like he had the shit in the bag. And this was just off of like still images that they were giving from the courts. The press was giving from the courts, like the still images of him in his gray sweater. And then when he came in and he had like a whole setup, like giving a soft kind of like innocent kind of look of like he doesn't know what he was really doing. Because let's make this quite clear. Now I'm waiting for them to come back around tomorrow, because now they threw in there that Diddy is not sure of everything that took place because he was highly intoxicated a lot of the times. So I feel like they just dug another hole for Diddy, because now when the prosecution got to come back around, the prosecution is just going to eat the defense. But like I think the defense needs to go back to the drawing board, and Diddy definitely will be going to jail. And Cassie actually did a great job being able to answer the defense question and still keep it in the alignment of what took place. And it all draws back to all his involvement and all the things that he was involved in. And listen, you guys, we're talking about footage. There's a lot of footage to be seen. So it's not only him going down for Cassie, he's going to be going down for a whole lot of shit. Sometimes she seems like a willing participant. I will say this. I do feel she was a willing participant in the very beginning, because I feel like when you're young, and mind you, Diddy got involved with Cassie when Cassie was 21 years old. She's still still a baby, you know what I mean?
19.
Oh, 19? Okay, 19. I'm sorry. First Lady OG corrected me. Um she got involved with Diddy at 19 years old. So when you look at that, she is still a child, but her mental thought was that he was going to be able to help her pursue her dreams as far as being in the industry and music wise. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I feel as though the willingness came from her saying, if it means that I'm going to be able to get this career that I want, and this is going to make him happy, and I'm going to also establish a life of happiness, then I'm going to be willing to make my partner happy. I just don't believe that she understood what she was getting ready to fully walk into. And then when it took place the first time, I don't think she knew how to navigate to stand 10 toes down and say, well, you know what? I don't want to do this because this makes me feel dirty and I don't feel good. And I love you and I just want to be with you. You know what I mean? I don't think that she was strong enough at the time to do that. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, Cassie definitely. I think that he preyed on her and he seen her weakness. So that's where I'm at with that. First Lady, what's your thoughts? First Lady OG must have stepped away from her computer, but I think that's what's more damning about it because she was 19, you destroyed her. Um he definitely in the beginning wine dined her, all of that. He didn't start doing certain things and mentioning certain things to her until a year going into the relationship, you know. And for her at 21, he's a grown he listen, Diddy was a grown man. He knew what he was doing, and I would say he definitely knew how to prey on a weak. And the craziest thing, like I said, he has other females that's going to testify that also went through abuse by the hands of him and felt like is no way out. Like once you with him, you can't walk away. It's no way out. Um, I'm I'm back currently at work and we're busy. All right, Sleepy Rob, you enjoy the rest of your work. I'll be back in work tonight, so I know how that goes. You enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for pulling up on me. Look, don't work too hard. Don't work too hard. All righty. But thank you, peace, love, and light from my family to yours, Sleepy Rob. I genuinely appreciate your support. I didn't know her and Lauren London were friends. Let me tell you. So when you hear of Capricorn Aries is Lauren London's sister, and Cassie and Capricorn Aries had a very close relationship up until Diddy physically assaulted her. The reason why Capricorn Aries and Cassie right now still aren't good is because I don't think that she understood that Cassie was like far gone when it came down to where she was and how scared she was. So even when it came down to him doing what he did, it was just based off of she ran to Capricorn, Aries told her some stuff in regards to who she was talking to at that time. It was that guy, something kid. Guys, forgive me. I will get the name together when I come back around. But it's something kid. Kid Cudi. There we go. Boom. So because Capricorn Aries knew about Kid Cudi and Diddy felt as though that she also played a role in Cassie being able to have contact with Kid Cudi is why he attacked her the way that he attacked her. And she spoke out about it and it fell on deaf ears, which was very sad. And then even through all of that, when you look at it, Laurel London still was around Diddy and going to Diddy parties, and this is her sister. So I don't know what that's about or whatever, but yeah, they definitely, it wasn't so much her and Lauren London. It was Lauren London's sister and Cassie that were actually good friends. I'll be right back, guys. One moment.
Apology, guys. Yes. Wow. I didn't know Laura London's sister was friends with her either. I'm telling you, boy, you learned a lot coming out. And I'm on hold for customer service, y'all. I don't know. Apologies. I thought she had been back by now. That agent came back on the phone, but then he had to put me back on hold. But I don't know why the hell Laura London is still friends with Diddy. Exactly. Right. Some people working on their way home, doing the baby life. Yeah, I'm there thinking about my dinner should have been done, but I've been sitting here online class with my sister, and then I'm trying to take another class. Yeah, I'm trying to beef up my marketing stuff. So with this business, so I can really get it popping online out here. What is wrong? Why is my phone not charging? Lord, it's always a beautiful thing. But anyhow, this is so.
Yes, guys, I'm back in the building. Sorry about that. Yes, Zori has been down, Sonia. You know how that goes when kids go to school, they get sick. Yeah, so she's been a little bit up and down. Um, but yes, did I interrupt anything? Forgive me, y'all. I'll be telling y'all when I pop in, just let me know if y'all hearing me, y'all not hearing me. Um, but y'all, it's gonna be a lot to uncover. I really hope and pray that we can definitely they get into the nitty gritty of certain things, especially with certain celebrities. I'm trying to tell y'all, French Montana might pop out at some point in this 8-week trial, just because I've seen some things with French Montana, a couple of videos that just didn't look good at all. But like I was telling you, Sonia, yeah, with the Lauren London situation, her sister and Cassie was actually good friends, and her sister actually really did speak out on it. She was trying to get to the Breakfast Club. A lot of people, she lost a lot of work behind it. Diddy really turned that young lady's life upside down. Now, the defense, we're going to go into the defense because, like I said, the defense is doing the cross examination of Cassie. Cassie was set to leave tomorrow. I don't know if she will be able to, based on what the defense is stating. They need more time for cross examination. And I would suspect they may need more time because, like I said, they have to go back to the drawing board on this whole situation. Going further into the trial, after Cassie, we will get a chance to hear from the 14 escorts. The 14 escorts, we will get a chance to hear from them. And out of those 14 escorts, we should be familiar, and his name was out there, and he was also in fear of his life, and his name is Jonathan Audi. Jonathan Audi was incarcerated, let's say about 2 or 3 years back. He spoke on this particular situation. They thought he was lying. They have him on full tape disclosing all this information. And yes, he will be involved in testifying in this trial. And like I said, he spoke about what he did with Cassie, the involvement that Diddy had. He gets really explicit on what Diddy likes to do. He explains the abuse that he witnessed from Diddy. He also explained um many times of like if the job wasn't done right in a particular way, then payments were not going to be made a certain way. But Jonathan Audi was there, one of Diddy's favorite escorts. So he was predominantly the one that was mostly involved in a lot of their sexcapades. So he is going to be a damning testimony, and I don't even know how is the defense going to even be able to cross-examine him. I mean, the defense tried to throw out there, guys, that Jonathan Audi is jealous and he wants Diddy's life or whatever have you. Crock of shit. Don't believe it. At the end of the day, he was getting paid $6,000. He was one of the top paid escorts. Let's make that clear. And Cassie did state it in her testimony, and she brought up his name and explained that yes, that was Diddy's favorite escort, and he was one of the high paid escorts, and she had a lot of sexual encounters with him. I'm saddened, but I think that this shit needed to open up because, like I said, me personally, it's a lot more shit that's going on involving a lot more people in the industry. And when we think about the sex trafficking of women, children, period, you understand what I'm saying? And because they have a way of hiding it or they could pay people off, shit doesn't hit the fan until the higher ups is fed up or they do something to make the higher ups say, all right, now we ready to put your ass out here and expose you. Now let's make this quite clear, and I want all of us to keep this in mind. This Diddy trial and this whole situation is definitely going to be a little blinder for what's really probably going on, because let's not forget it's a lot more things going on than this Diddy trial. Okay, so just keep your eyes open, because while they have this Diddy trial going and everybody's concentrated on, oh, Diddy, is he going to go to jail for life, whatever have you, keep in mind there's something else that's stirring up, that's going on that they don't want us to be aware of. My goodness, this was a terrible man. Is Ali Carter? No, Ali Carter is not testifying. Ali Carter would not be testifying in this case. No, she would not. Um, the people who would be testifying in the case will be the other three women that he had relations with, in which he violated, the same way he did with Cassie. The 14 escorts, they will also be testifying, and they're also bringing forth, well, let me just say this, guys. They did bring forth the the hotel. So let me take you guys real quick back to the hotel scene. So if you remember, CNN dropped the hotel scene where Diddy is like beating up Cassie or whatever have you. That was actually able to play in court in full with no edit to it or whatever. The gentleman, which is the management of the hotel, is seen coming up in the elevator speaking with Cassie. The only thing is that you could not hear exactly what was being said because there was no audio, but you can see the manager speaking with Cassie, and Cassie speaking towards Diddy, and then the manager also speaking towards Diddy, and then Cassie then leaving, but the manager still in the area of where the elevators are and where Diddy is now sitting, and he's also like trying to speak to him, and it gives you like an ideal of trying to say like what's going on or whatever have you. He will be testifying on what took place. Um, and obviously, for those of you who don't know, the video was actually obtained from when his home was raided. So that video of Cassie being beaten in the Continental Hotel, that video was actually taken from the raid when they raided his home. That was the video that he bought off of the hotel. So he will definitely be testifying, which that's also going to be a bombshell. I do feel just for the prosecution, they have so much things laid out, and I think they have fully laid out the foundation for the sex trafficking. And now, once they finish that off, then you're going to go into the racketeering part. But listen, it's a lot of shit to come up, y'all. Let's make this quite clear. It's a lot of shit to come up because Diddy has had his hands in a lot of shit, okay? And a lot of people's passing. Seriously. Like he's Diddy's been involved allegedly in about like 14 deaths, okay? So look, if he think, I don't know what he think. I don't even think. Listen, he got like 10 lawyers, and ain't none of them going to assist him. None of them is going to assist him. I do feel he'll be with R. Kelly. First Lady OG, what's your thoughts on it? Like, I just think he gonna go with R. Kelly. Like, he gonna go sit down. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, whatever. They all go sit down. But keep in mind what I said, guys. This is all for something that's bigger happening that they don't want us to know about. Yes, baby, hold on. First Lady OG, do you have any closing thoughts? I'm coming right now, baby. So yes, guys, I just wanted to come in. I wanted you to get a little, give you guys a little briefing on what I got out of this whole Cassie's testimony that she has done. I will continue to cover it and just bring you basically the main detail headlines that we can talk about and discuss, and definitely keep you guys posted on what I'm getting that's happening inside the courtroom. But yeah, y'all, this is not looking good for Diddy at all. It's not looking good for Diddy at all. And the saddest thing about it is his children. Like the boys, I think the boys definitely had no feeling. And you know what, guys? Let me tell you guys something else. The first day of Diddy's trial, right? That's when they were just going through like the jury process and the jury picking. His kids was there. All of his kids was there. The only kid that wasn't there was the brand new baby that he had before he went in called Love. That was the only child that wasn't there. But as far as for the rest of his kids, the rest of his kids was there. Day one and day two, they were there. Now, day three of this trial, where the explosive stuff was getting ready to come out, none of his daughters was there present, only the boys. She's on she on phone taking care of some. Oh yeah, she must be on the phone taking care of something. Ma be multitasking. I be listen, she always multitasking, y'all, doing double. She be working, school, writing papers, answering people on phone calls. Listen, multitasking, I can't even fit the bill sometimes. She do it better than me by far. um yes, I am going to keep you guys updated, and in everything that I come and I find out breaking news, I will definitely bring it to you. As of right now, the surrounding Cassie has stated her testimony when it comes down to the prosecution, as well as now being cross examined by the defense. However, like I said, I don't think Cassie will be I don't think Cassie will be giving any more testimony no later than, I think tomorrow should be like Cassie's last testimony. I know that the defense was trying to push it, but I don't think the judge is going for it. And she is heavily pregnant. She's over 8 months. She's definitely due any day. This trial has definitely, you could definitely see the level of stress. And if you know, you know, when you're pregnant, anything can send you into labor. Anything can send you into labor. And especially with all of her traumas that she has been through, it's a lot. At moments, she did break down on the stand, but I have to give her her jacket. She did a really, really, really good job on really laying the foundation and letting and painting the picture to the jurors, you know what I mean, of what she endured. With that being said, you guys, I will be back. I'm coming back. Actually, I have another live that is supposed to actually be behind this live. And so I want to come back and actually do that live and give you a briefing on it. And, RIP to this rapper out of Philadelphia who was an influential rapper, and definitely more on a political side of rapping. He was not into like the drill rapping. He was a very positive kid, 30 years old, lost his life on Mother's Day. I definitely am going to come back with that story. So stay tuned. Forgive me, y'all, if I happen to change the time, because like sometimes I get caught up in doing other things and then I'm not able to come on when I set my time for it. But I definitely will be back to talk about that story and just talk about Philly on a whole, because when I tell you the heighten of the killings in Philly is just sad. But most the most saddest thing was this young man to had lost his life on Mother's Day. And I know that, yes, yes, R.I.P. Qua. Like, I know that for a mother to get that call on Mother's Day had to been something that is just like heart wrenching. I can't even imagine. So I'm definitely gonna actually talk about that and shed some light, because like I said, he was definitely an influential rapper, and he was just trying to definitely through his music spread some type of light. So I do think he deserves to be spoken about. So I would definitely be back. And I've been also trying to research, have they found the shooter as of yet? So I'll be back with all that information for you guys. I don't know where the first lady OG is because she be multitasking, but I love you guys so much for coming out to hang out with the Odyssey podcast with your girl Word. You guys know I appreciate you guys so, so very much. I am on the road to 500 subscribers. I'm taking baby steps, y'all. Baby steps. So if you like the content, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen, listen, listen. But please tell a friend to tell a friend. Your girl Word is trying to get consistent. I'm trying to get consistent. I've been saying I'm trying to get consistent for, Lord, let me not even say how many years, but y'all get the point. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always keeping me in mind, even when you're in the bushes, even when you're replaying. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much to my beautiful, beautiful moderators. I can't do it without my moderators. I tell you, my moderators are the best. They keep me posted, they leave me comments, they keep me in tune. And I love, love, love you, one of my best, Sonia, right here. Y'all already know. Like, I can't do this without you guys. So just know you guys are always in my hearts, always in my thoughts, even when I don't come live. I'm always thinking about you guys. But yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Please subscribe, hit the up like button and notification bell. So every time that I go live, you guys will be notified. First Lady OG, are you back in the building?
I'm here. I'm still
All right,
on
I'm gonna
hold,
hand the
but
mic over to you.
I'm good. I just want to give my shout out to our loyal family that's always here when we come through. Thank you so much. Appreciates the watch gang, um, the replay gang. I appreciate you all. Apologies. Um, about the little noisy background, but you know, as we all, we're still shaking and moving. But when we get here to talk to y'all, it's always a joy. It's always love. I appreciate the love and the support, the time that you give us, just taking your time out just to listen, because everybody else is talking about it. But just to know that y'all still come to see what we have to say means a lot. And with that being said, I just want to say the voice has spoken. Peace, love, and light.
So before we leave, y'all, peace, love, and light, like we always say, from our family to your family. And until next time, y'all, hold on. Yeah, 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 yeah. She says so smooth, put the city on a vibe with that justice in her name is where the truth comes alive. From the headlines to the plot, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with a beat and a sound. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kick. She can style the quest like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera doll. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. Calling the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community, big stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. She paints a shade that on black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall.
Justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the clarity and flair. Celebrities, your community, big stories untold. Word brings to life so you don't feel the fall.